All right, it is 9:30. Appreciate everybody being here. We will go through the agenda to get prepared for our 10 o'clock meeting. First item is approval of monthly bills. There were no changes. I don't know of any questions. Approval of minutes. No changes. Any questions? Public hearings. Or set public hearings. Resolution 25-221 set public hearing for abatement of unsafe conditions at 821 Austin Street Southwest for Monday, October 6, 2025 at 6 p.m.
Yeah, well, can we just do both of them at the same time?
Yeah. There is abatement of unsafe conditions 813 Austin Street Southwest.
Yeah, right next door to each other, same owner, no action been taken. Both are unsecured. Open and unsecured, dilapidated, backsides falling off, roofs falling in. It's a community, it's a public nuisance.
Does he understand any plan to fix it?
No.
Has he been in contact with us?
Go ahead.
Has he been in contact with y'all?
He was years ago. Moving through this year, no. We also have him on these weed abatement lists. Right, both those properties we've had to cut multiple times too.
Thank you.
And this, yeah, they'll have more opportunity.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Josh. Public hearings, resolution 25-223, approved request for special event retail liquor license for Carnegie Visual Arts Center, October 24, 2025. Any questions? All right, weed abatements. No changes. Any questions? Resolutions, resolution 25-233, award bid number 25030 to Playground Solutions Corporation for Delano Park splash pad resurfacing. No changes, any questions? Resolution 25-234, declare sole source for alternative daily cover and applicator for landfill. Any questions?
I would like to just get some color on this real fast. A situation like this, there's a lot of different types of covering, from spray foam applications, this particular one is a film. So we issued an RFP, which has people give us some proposals, some solutions, and then we filter through those, and then we kind of decide which direction we want to go. We know that Huntsville uses this application. It's great for the environment, a lot of reviews. And so when we then take the step to procure that system, we find out that they're a sole source. So they're the only people that provide this application system. And that's why we're asking for a sole source provider here.
Any questions? Thanks, Jeremy. All right, resolution 25-235, authorize engineering services for Bike Trail Country Club to Wheeler Wildlife Refuge.
No changes unless council has questions.
Any questions? Resolution 25-236, declare surplus vehicles, Police Department.
Okay.
Any questions? Approved budget amendment for Highway 67 Upper River realignment for right-of-way acquisition.
There's no change that we're much.
Okay, is that what right-of-way is that? Is it the same?
It's my understanding from what Carl shared last time was that we thought some of this cost was going to be covered, but it was not. So now we're having to cover it ourselves. But it's that area at the triangle there.
Okay. So it's covered by
Yes.
Resolution 25-238, approved budget amendment for Point Mallard Aquatic Center in the amount of $92,750.
No changes.
Any questions? Resolution 25-239, approved Morale Engineering 8M permit for beltline improvements from the Wilson Morgan Park.
No changes.
Any questions? We did have a removal of H. Just remove it for now. Okay, that would be removed. Resolution 25241, adopt new job classification for Parks and Rec, sports programs and tournament manager. Any questions? Resolution 25242, adopt new job classification for Parks and Rec, activities, wellness, and events. No changes. Any questions? Resolution 25243, approve warrant purchasing agreement for Decatur General Obligation Warrant, Series 2025.
There's no change, right, Kyle?
No changes. Any questions? All right, ordinance is first reading. Ordinance 254615, approve franchise agreement for Unity, I guess, Fiber Gulf Code.
Yes, Unity already has a franchise. This is a related company, and they're just asking that we consider authorizing them as a affiliated company to do this same thing. It's the same agreement we have with Unity presently.
Okay. Any questions?
All we're doing is asking, as it says, just introduce it.
Yep. All right, ordinances. Ordinance 254613, approve consumable vapor products licensing and taxation.
I just want to touch on this for a second. It's my understanding that though we may approve this today, it won't go into effect until November 1st, not October 1st. And just for clarification, the state has already adopted this. They will start theirs on October 1. So it's not if this tax will go into effect. It will go into effect whether we adopt it or not. It's just we will be collecting ours ourselves rather than getting a portion from the state.
And if we collect it ourselves, we get a little like sliver more or no?
Correct.
Okay. So basically, it's getting taxed one way or the other.
It's getting taxed one way or the other. It's irrelevant whether or not we're going to collect it or they're going to collect it. It's going to get collected at the state level if we don't collect it at the city level.
Yeah. Or we're not going to enforce it till November 1st, but
Right.
the actual ordinance goes into effect prior to October 1st.
All right, thank you. Any questions? All right, ordinance 254614, approve lease of lot to Merit House Realty.
There's no real change. But the Merritt House is expanding. They've moved down the street. They're going to have greater or broader activities, and this allows them to have parking for that. It's a 10-year lease. They will be responsible to upgrade the lot and keep it maintained, stripe it and everything. So that's what it's going to do.
All right, any questions? Boards and committees, appoint Deputy Chief Stisher to the Morgan County Emergency 911 Board, term expiring April 11th, 2027. No changes. Any questions? Yeah. All right, we'll get started at 10. Thanks. Call the meeting to order. Jeremy Sherrill will lead us in our invocation.
Let's pray. Precious Lord, we are seeking you today as we look at the last week and then some. In our world, we get confused and we feel overwhelmed. At least I do. Sometimes I wonder why. My prayers would make a difference. But you are the God of the big picture. And when we pray, it matters. And we're pausing today to pray and to ask for your guidance, for your wisdom, for you to light the path and give us the courage to walk in it. And we are seeking you wholeheartedly today and trusting in you. In Jesus' name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Jeremy. Roll call.
Here.
Here.
Here. Here.
All right, we'll start with our agenda-related comments. First on the list is Margaret Carroll.
I am here to express my deep concern regarding the new proposed city tax on consumable vapor products. As someone who is personally affected by this issue, I believe this legislation deserves careful consideration. I'm here to share my perspective on its potential impact on our businesses and our community. I'm an employee at a local vapor product store. With the proposed 10-cent per millimeter tax, many of our products will be facing up to an additional $12 in tax. That's an additional cost of up to 70% in the retail price of said products. Many of our loyal patrons will be faced with either paying double the price for these products they've successfully used to quit smoking cigarettes, or giving their business to surrounding cities that don't have such harsh taxing in place. With the current state of the economy, I don't believe anyone in their right mind would be willing to pay the price this tax will impose. They will simply drive down the road to the first store outside city limits to get the products. Not only will we not generate successful tax revenue, we will lose overall revenue, as will all similar stores within the city. The proposed tax places a significant financial burden on a small business that sells vapor products, potentially leading to job losses and business closures. I urge you to reconsider this legislation and take into account the negative impact it will have on your constituents. Key points, the local tax will be in place for a year before the state tax, disadvantaging retailers in our city. I know the state's wrapped up in lawsuits and the laws are subject to change as well. Is the city prepared to properly enforce and administer the tax? I know a lot of our competition are foreign owned. Do they pay the same as we do? This is an unfair burden on retailers, as we will be responsible for collecting and remitting the tax to the city. The city is essentially doubling the tax burden on vapor products, which ultimately impacts the consumers of the products the most. My customers drive from other cities. They will no longer do so. The way you're taxing the disposables, which cause the most concern with the underage, are taxed the least. The taxation makes no sense. It seems to have been thrown together quickly with no research. It's not a way to make a quick increase in revenue, and it has the potential to result in a loss. Thank you.
Thank you. Garrett, is it Saucer?
Yes, sir. Hey, Lori, I had a question real quick while he's coming out. No, come on up. No, please come up. Yeah. Out of curiosity, is other cities, do you know if any other cities are going to adopt something similar to this?
City of Huntsville is going to adopt it. City of Madison is not. City of Athens is not. The state will collect on their behalf. I think we need to be fully transparent on this. You can wait and not adopt it until 2026 if you'd like the state has. But this tax will go into effect October of 2026, regardless of the city of Decatur. It's either the state's going to collect it and we'll get a percentage of it, or the city's going to collect it themselves. But this is out of our hands. This is going to happen.
So this is going to happen?
This is going to happen. The state has already declared that. Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. My name is Garrett Saucer. I appreciate the time this morning. I will try and be brief, and I'll be happy to answer any questions y'all have. I represent WL Petrie. We're a wholesale grocer from Montgomery. We've been in business since 1898. We were started in Petrie, Alabama, just outside of Luverne. We're still family-owned. We're in the 6th generation of ownership, and I never thought I'd be sitting here in front of the Decatur City Council talking about the intricacies of local taxation on vaping. I spent the better part of the last decade as a homicide prosecutor in Lee County and in Montgomery. But I'm now general counsel and director of governmental affairs for Petrie. I come today look, I'm not going to argue the merits of vaping with y'all. I don't vape. I don't want my kids to vape. I don't smoke. I don't want my kids to smoke. But these are legal products, and I say I'm talking about the products that we sell and that responsible wholesalers and retailers sell throughout the state, and we will continue to do so proudly until they, and only if they are made unlawful. We vehemently oppose any illicit products. As I've stated before, and I'll say again, we are here to put the trunk slammers out of business. These are popular products. No matter how you feel about them, there are a ton of responsible adult users that use these products, that travel to get them to your community and otherwise. And we just want to make sure your retailers here are similarly situated to the rest of the retailers in the surrounding area, because people are going to get these things. What we don't want to do is drive them into the arms of folks that are not legitimate, folks that aren't going to pay your tax whether you enact it or not.
As a distributor, are you more likely to collect that tax from your retail customers, or will that?
We do that, and that Mr. Mayor brings us to a point I just wanted to make. Over the last 2 years combined, W.L. Petrie has paid over $260,000 in between tax stamps and taxes on other non-cigarette tobacco products to the city of Decatur. We want to continue to pay our fair share, and we will certainly, when October 1st of 2026 comes along, and it's our responsibility per the state to collect those taxes, we will absolutely do so. We are in.
It'd be easier if we had one check coming to the city as opposed to all the retailers.
I don't disagree with that, sir. And that's kind of, the tax stamp, the cigarette stamp model is a lot more favorable to that. But we're in strong support of the state law that's coming into effect. And just for a point of education, and I went to law school at night, but I still am a lawyer. And anybody in here that wants to argue with me about it can. My reading and my understanding of the new law that comes into effect and I totally agree. It's coming whether we want it or not, but we're fine with it. And that's Act 2025-377, and subsection 3B of that creates, and it's the same structure as y'all's proposed tax. It's the 10 cent per milliliter tax, which, and I can talk about enforcement in a minute, a lot of these products come in different milliliter quantities, so you got to differentiate between, I've sold 10 of these that have 5 milliliters, and so it's not quite as uniform as we all want. Something
We need to wrap up quickly and we can ask questions.
Yes, sir, I apologize. Section 3B creates a 25% revenue share to local jurisdictions distributed based on population. That's the state law coming in. However, that section also prohibits distribution of the revenue sharing portion to any local jurisdiction that levies a local tax on vapor products. It's our understanding that if you enact this, and you may be able to drop out of it right before the state tax comes in. I've not gotten that far in the weeds on it. But I would at least from your end be sure that what you may or may not be doing wouldn't preempt you.
Anybody have any questions right now?
So your argument isn't necessarily against the tax, it's the timing of it?
Yes, sir. I think the potentially nominal revenue that the state, that the city of Decatur would receive over the next year until the state law goes into effect would likely run some of your local businesses out of business because of, number one, it's a manpower burden on them. These local retailers are the ones collecting, calculating, and ultimately remitting these tax payments to you. And these folks are going to go, I'd love to say there was a solution for vaping and tobacco products where you could just turn it off overnight, but these folks are going to go to Athens, they're going to go to Madison, and God knows where else and get this stuff. I think that by holding off on this, and if y'all want to take it up in a year and not go in front or go before the state tax is enacted, I think that it's a way to achieve goals on multiple ends. You can support local business and small business and your retailers here while meeting the ends of what the state law really intended by it being enacted.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Mr. Saucer.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for your time.
Sharonda Ackman.
I'm curious, when it comes to the leasing of the parking lot, how much is that? How much are we charging?
It's $1.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
$1 a year on the lot, leased lot.
Yes, plus they are required to restripe it, keep it maintained. In other words, they're going to resurface it, restripe it. They're responsible for the entire maintenance of that over the lease, yes.
Okay, I want to make sure I heard you clearly. You said $1.
Yeah, and then the maintenance.
Okay, so let's be honest. This sounds a lot like what happened with Gobble Fight Land. Are we seriously in the business of practically giving away public property? Our city works hard to generate resources. Our taxpayers deserve better than symbolic leases and giveaways disguised as goodwill. What exactly is the benefit to our community? What are we asking in return aside from them keeping up the parking lot?
They're bringing, from what I understand, I don't know if school is the right word.
Yes.
It's certification school.
Okay.
Real estate licenses.
I think we need to be careful. We need accountability. We need to make sure that public assets are stewarded wisely, not handed out like party favors. Because once you start giving them away for almost nothing, it sets a precedent that will be hard to undo. So I ask, if it's worth $1 a year, why did we work so hard to acquire it in the first place? And more importantly, how does this decision truly serve the people of this city?
Yeah, I think it's up to the council to decide if it does or not, but if we think bringing school for realtors to get certification that will bring people in, it is a lot that's, I don't even know how to get to it, to be honest with you, but it's right next to that building, but that's a question for the council to decide.
Okay, and I just wanted to make, kind of bring that to the attention.
Thank you. Mike Faruqi.
Okay, a couple of bills that are kind of questionable. First off, there's $125 times 65 personnel. What was that rebate or what was that for?
I'm not sure. Would have to look. I'm not sure.
Okay, it's a little interesting. It's like people donated to something and then got reimbursed or something. I would like to know what that was about. Hoare Construction, $2.9 million.
Did you say $125?
Right.
It's times 60.
Was some of that poll workers? Were they not? Were they
It may have been, I don't know.
$100 or $125 to individuals?
Yeah, that would be for a poll.
Yeah.
Okay. Hoare Construction, $2.9 million last month. What was that for?
The rec center.
Okay. And that was the same rec center that we've already discussed previously that the Fight is the project manager for, and that no one has looked at in terms of the city, any analysis on whether those additional costs are justified. There's only been 2 emails in that last increased contract request from the engineers.
I think we've had our involvement both from engineering and Parks and Rec, so yes, there is city involvement.
Okay. Marginal at best. Minimal is more like it. Red Sage, $15,000. There was a propaganda piece put up on the bike trail with Mr. Pike. How is that justifiable or ethical within the scope of a city councilman's responsibilities? because you're, number one, funding it, and then you're putting your councilman in charge of that, or phase four.
I think they were asking just about bike trails and usage, and they'd like to ask some councilmen sometimes what they're talking
Not
about.
citizens of the city of
There
Decatur.
was actually a citizen in the same video.
Parks and Recreation.
I'm actually still a citizen of the city, too.
Yeah, you're also a councilman. You've got responsibilities in that regard. Ethical responsibilities, by the way.
That is true.
Okay, resolution, the bike trail, Pewright Macanella is getting $125,000. Is that the same price tag for the bills that are in this month?
No, because we have not included that yet.
Agreed. Did the planning department review this?
I'm not sure.
Should we not have the,
bike trail that's going to the
Yeah.
refuge? I don't know if they would review
The
that.
design is being paid for by the Second River Trail. I think it's their planners and whatnot that are looking at that stretch of it. All this is for is during the construction, if you right back in there, we did inspections.
would not Parks and Rec have a role in terms of this new piece of gear, or planning in terms of whether the impact is going to be greater or worse for other citizens in other districts?
Yeah, this particular project, if I'm thinking about the right one, Alan, was a state allocation we got from Senator Orr. That's into the refuge. We don't have a lot of, I guess, say in what happens on the refuge. They would approve those things. But it's a good project, and I'm glad we're doing it.
So planning has or has not reviewed that?
I don't know.
Okay, and is there any ethical requirement for a candidate and an elected official who received campaign contributions from Pewright Macanella to have a vote, or should their vote be abstained from in this case?
Not that I know of.
Have you asked?
That's not my responsibility.
Well, it's an ethical responsibility for you as the council president to ask those types of questions.
There is no ethical obligation to that, no.
Okay. And how would you know that, sir?
I've done my research, trust me.
And it would be?
There is no ethical obligation if an individual makes a campaign contribution to any of us that sits on the size, or including to you. If any of those people make campaign contributions to you, that does not mean that we're going to support what project that they bring forward or anything that's on the agenda, but we can.
But you can also refrain.
I don't have to.
Okay, you don't have to. Cook's parking lot, it says it's a necessary, desirable, and public interest. How?
It's public parking.
What's the cost?
Estimates around 16, 17 million.
17 million. And why is that cost not part of the warrant that's being sought?
It will be. That would be.
So right now you're approving a blank check.
No. We will go to the bond market for it. You can't go to the bond market and just say, give me a blank check. You can't
No,
do that.
exactly.
So
And
we
so
will
why
have
would
to
that
learn
not
how
be
to-
part of this approval?
I think we're still waiting on some design. Plus, it will be before we would go to the bond market. This is just hiring bond counsel, so
Okay, that's very unclear in that resolution.
it literally says that verbatim.
Merit House Realty, again, the earlier comment about the 1 year or $1 per year for real estate licensing. Do we really have a need for that in the city of Decatur?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm asking the council president. Thank
You're
you.
asking the council as a
We'll
general
you'll see
matter.
when we vote, but yes, I think anytime we can bring people in and have a business that's,
Well, so there's the haves and then there's the have-nots.
Don't you want
There's
to
the
support
people,
businesses in the city of Decatur? Don't you want to support people bringing business to the city of Decatur?
there are the haves and the have-nots. The haves are a lot of the resources that have provided input to all of your campaigns in the past. The haves are also the people in the Chamber of Commerce who are heavily involved in some of these resource fundings.
I
Excuse
funded
me?
my own campaign.
my campaign. Who done it in my campaign?
I said, I'm speaking to
I
the,
thought you were speaking to the council president. We did have 4 minutes, so we'll move on. First item on the agenda is approval of August 2025 monthly bills. Motion by Mr. Pepper, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye. Aye. August 2025 monthly bills is approved 5-0. Approval of minutes, we'll take those one. So moved. Motion by Mr. Pepper, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved 5-0. Notice to set public hearings, Resolution 25-221, set public hearing for abatement of unsafe conditions at 821 Austin Street Southwest for Monday, October 6, 2025 at 6 p.m.
Yeah, we just request you set both of these, 8:13 and 8:21, for public hearing.
Any questions on 821? The next one is Resolution 25-222, set public hearing for abatement of unsafe conditions at 813 Austin Street Southwest for Monday, October 6, 2025 at 6 p.m. Any questions? Thanks, Josh. Public hearings, Resolution 25-223, approved request for special event retail liquor license for the Carnegie Visual Arts Center doing business as River Play Fine Arts Festival located at 133 2nd Avenue Northeast, Decatur, Alabama 35601 on October 24th, 2025, and at 402 Lee Street Northeast, Decatur, Alabama 35601 on October 25th and 26th, 2025.
They have met all criteria for this.
All right, this is a public hearing. If there's anyone here to speak on this item, you can speak now. All right, seeing no one here to speak, we'll consider the public hearing closed. We have a motion by Mr. McMaster, second by Mr. Pepper. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye. 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 Resolution 25-223 is approved 5-0. Next, we have weed abatements. Motion by Mr. Pepper. Second by Mr. Pike. These are all the weed abatements.
Yeah, no changes on these. I would like to add that all but one of these are investment properties. We see these a lot, and so just wanted to add that.
All right, any questions? I'm sorry, any discussion? Roll call. Aye. Aye.
No.
Aye. Aye. Weed abatements are approved 4-1. Resolutions. Resolution 25-233, award bid number 25030 to Playground Solutions Corporation for Delano Park /pad resurfacing. Motion by Mr. Pepper. Second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Resolution 25-233 is approved 5-0. Resolution 25-234 declares sole source for alternative daily cover and applicator for landfill. Motion by Mr. Pepper, second by Mr. McMasters, and you explained to us in the beginning this one. Wanda, anything to add? Okay. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye. 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 Resolution 25-234 is approved 5-0. Resolution 25-235 authorized engineering services for bike trail, country club to Wheeler Wildlife Refuge. Motion by Mr. Pepper, second by Mr. McMasters. Alan, anything to add?
Now, other than there was just some, I won't say confusion, but just to clarify, and Carl's already did that, I guess, with the comments earlier, but Singing River Trail is doing the preliminary engineering on this project. We just wanted to make sure that we set those boundaries and got everything defined of what they're doing as far as pre-engineering, we doing the construction and anything moving forward after the project is bid.
And this is the project that would sort of cross country club at the intersection and basically next to the existing.
To the Welcome Center. Yes, sir.
So that, to the Welcome Center, so that it'll require some environmental studies and things of that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A couple of years before it really gets approved.
Yes, sir.
Move forward.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All of that will be rolled in. Yes, yes, sir. Yep.
All right, any discussion? Roll call. Aye. 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 Resolution 25-230 funds approved 5-0. Resolution 25-236 declare surplus vehicles police department. Second. Motion by Mr. Pepper, second by Mr. McMasters. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye. 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 Resolution 25-236 approved 5-0. Resolution 25-237 approved budget amendment for Highway 67 Upper River realignment for right-of-way. Motion by Mr. Pepper. Second by Mr. McMasters.
Yeah, this is a part of the acquisition for the right-of-way that we didn't get budgeted because I was under the impression it would be reimbursed by the state, and it is not.
All right, any discussion? Roll call? No? Aye. Aye. No. Resolution 25-237 is approved 3-2. Resolution 25-238 approved budget amendment for Point Mallard Aquatic Center in the amount of $92,750. Motion by Mr. Pepper. Second by Mr. Pike.
Good morning, Council Mayor. Stephanie McLean, Point Mallard Park. This is, we're asking to do a transfer of funds. We're not asking for new money. We actually had a project that came in under the estimated amount, so we're asking that those funds be moved from capital expenditures into operating expenditures. There's some additional needs that the park has. One of those, and the largest piece of that, would be for a type of paint or covering to cover pool decks, walkways, those type things. We did some testing with that on small areas this past season, and it was hugely successful. We greatly reduced our number of incidents with slips and falls. The other portion of that, we're asking to purchase 2 4-seater golf carts with a flip-down back seat to haul things around the park. And again, especially on busy weekends or events, it's much easier to get around to get our staff where they need to be. So that's what we're asking for.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call? Aye. 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 Resolution 25-238 is approved 5-0. Resolution 25-239 approved Morel Engineering ADM permit for beltline improvements in front of Wilson Morgan Park. So moved. Motion by Mr. Pepper, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion?
Yeah, this is just the other stormwater permit for the work that's going to be done in the Beltline. Also, after a meeting with the Morel Engineer Planning and some of the church, one of the businesses, I think we're going to look at doing some redesign, so I may be back for some more money from Morel to do some other redesign based on what was inputted from the church and the car dealership.
All right, any discussion? Roll call? Aye. 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 Resolution 25-239 is approved 5-0. We removed the next item, H, move to I, resolution 25-241. So moved. Second. Motion by Mr. McMaster, second by Mr. Pepper. It's adopt new job classification for Parks and Rec sports programs and tournament manager. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye. 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 Resolution 25-241 is approved 5-0. Resolution 25-242, adopt new job classification for Parks and Recreation Activities, Wellness, and Events Manager. Motion by Mr. McMaster, second by Mr. Pepper. Any discussion? Anything to add?
Any questions?
Roll call. Aye. 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 Resolution 25-242 is approved 5-0. Resolution 25-243 approved warrant purchasing agreement for general obligation warrant series 2025. So moved. Motion by Mr. Pepper. Second by Mr. McMaster. Kyle.
Yeah, I was just going to say this resolution will allow us to consider GO warrant series 2025, appoint an underwriter and bond counsel, and then authorize the mayor or city council president to execute the purchase agreement.
All right, any discussion? Roll call. Aye. Aye. No. Aye. Aye. Resolution 25-243 is approved 4-1. Ordinances first reading. Ordinance 25-4615 approved franchise agreement for Unity Fiber Gulf Co.
Yeah, that's,
We added it. Sorry.
yeah, that's just a affiliated company, and a representative will be here at the next meeting.
Okay, and it is a first reading.
Yes.
All right, any questions? All right, ordinances. Ordinance 25-4613, approve consumable vapor products licensing and taxation. Motion by Mr. Pepper.
Sorry, Larry.
I want to be clear on that.
Hold on, can we get a second? Second by Mr. Pike. Go ahead.
Okay, today what you're voting on is whether or not that the city is going to collect this tax or if the state is going to collect this tax. We have to have that answer today because it has to go to the state before October 1st. You can choose not to collect the tax like the state until October of 2026. But what we are doing today is choosing whether or not we're going to collect it or if the state's going to collect it. Okay?
So would that be another resolution that comes back on when we start collecting it, or is it going to go into effect November 1st?
If we approve this, it goes into effect.
It would go into effect November 1st.
Unless you change that, yes.
Okay.
So Herman, are there any legal questions like that were brought forward in the public comment section about if we collect now, we may be jumping the gun, it could change, and we could have to reimburse and so on and so forth?
No, I didn't hear that saying. I did hear that we would be at the contention was we would be at a competitive disadvantage. So that's a question of when you want to implement it. But if you're going to implement, if you're going to adopt the ordinance, it's got to be done prior to October 1st of this year. Now, when you implement and start charging it, that's a separate issue.
Mr. Administrator, you think it's appropriate for us to go ahead and start collecting on this?
Well, I just want to make note that if we continue to let the state collect things, SSUT is a very strong example for why you would not want to allow that to happen. And while I don't think this will be at the same level as SSUT, the same model will be used, and we've seen negative impacts to our city finances because of that.
I think the state's collected enough of our money.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
I just simply say before we vote on it, I truly don't have enough information on it. I've been out, so I'm going to abstain on this today.
Yes, sir.
Did Tuscaloosa enact it as well, or?
Yes.
Did they this fiscal year?
They were.
Are they going to delay?
I should say they were considering a very similar ordinance that we were.
Do you know about the other cities you said they were?
Yeah. Actually, the ones that have already adopted it were Lincoln County in Alabama, and also Foley has already adopted it. We would be the third in the state of Alabama to adopt it. Huntsville's looking to adopt it on their last council meeting of the month as well.
Do you know when those would be effective?
I think that they're all going for the October 2026 from what I've seen. I've not seen anybody collecting before then.
Do you have something to add? You're the attorney, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you can come to the.
Yes, sir. My understanding is that, and I think she's exactly right. The guidance that's offered is you have to basically opt in to collect locally before October 1st of this year. You have to declare whether the municipality is going to, or the jurisdiction is going to collect. As I understand it, the city of Lincoln, Alabama, has opted in. Ozark is going to have a similar situation tomorrow night. I plan on voicing the same concerns there.
Monmouth Valley would immediately or this year start to collect.
I don't. As far as their collection mechanism and enforcement mechanism, I think the cart's before the horse as far as most municipalities are concerned in that regard. Councilman McMasters did bring up, before the city does anything, I would make sure and rely on your city attorney and whomever else, fact check me, but make sure you aren't going to forego your revenue sharing portion that you would get otherwise should the state collect it on October 1st of 2026. And it may be that you collect more by collecting yourself.
I would collect more than what the state.
Yeah,
the SSUT is the example.
Well,
I understand. The new county commission.
Yeah, it's clear that if we adopt this, we cannot participate from the state collections. There's no doubt about that.
So Kyle, you were projecting $50,000 revenue generation from this. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, that's going off of some pretty broad statistics on adults in your city, how many traditionally vape, the state average of vapors.
I have no problem with us collecting this versus the state, none at all. My question is the timing of the collection going to put small businesses that are not doing?
I'll just make a motion
I would like to adopt this, but I would like to amend the date to go into effect the same day as the state, which would be. Second.
Well, no,
Do we need it?
no. Please understand, it's got to be adopted and effective on October 1st, or prior to October 1st. Now, when we implement, if you want to say, you can just say you
The
can,
implementation date.
Yes.
Within this.
Let's kick it 6 months out or whenever the
yes, okay,
The
yeah.
state's gonna do October 1.
Just amend, you can make it clear that you do not wish to implement the collection until when the.
To be clear. Should we do that? No,
Yes.
well, yeah, so.
Yeah, but this isn't.
What I think would be better, sir, if y'all want to adopt it, is for us to prepare a resolution that clearly states when we're going to implement it.
Okay.
And we're not going to try to implement it.
As it is, but I would like to delay the implementation.
Yeah, I got you. We'll prepare a resolution that
So
is going.
not vote on the ordinance today?
No, you need to vote on the ordinance today.
Okay.
And by the same token, I don't have a problem with implementing it at the same time the state does, but until we have the resolution in place, I still don't know enough to go forward with it.
I understand. But what we're sharing is if we don't have it in place before October 1st, then we don't have any choice. All right, that's good.
But you're saying we can adopt the resolutions that's on the agenda and then adopt a resolution?
Then we'll bring back a resolution that spells out
Ordinance.
and let y'all decide when you want to implement it. We'll do that at the next meeting.
I would support putting it into effect now, but it sounds like the council wants to delay it for a year. So, all right, any other discussion on the ordinance?
No, just to add in, I think that obviously the gentleman that's here representing the company, we had a conversation prior to this today. I am going to support bringing in a tax on this product, even though the state's going to set in their own tax next year anyway. Vaping is absolutely awful for you. I would rather you smoke cigarettes than vape. At the end of the day, there's more chemicals inside these vapes than there is in cigarettes, and they're awful for you. You're awful for your body, and I just think that a lot of people should start doing some research before they put these things in your body. The FDA has not released proper studies on these chemicals just yet, and there's not been enough trial time for these chemicals that are going in your body, people to understand that. So other than that, that's all I have to say on it.
All right, any other discussion? Roll call? Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Aye. Ordinance 254613 is approved 4-0 with 1 abstention.
Mr., let me make sure. We will bring back a resolution.
Yeah,
For the next meeting. I just want to make sure that's what you want. Okay, thank you.
I will not support it, but it sounds like
I understand.
it will be supported. All right, ordinance 254614, approved lease of lot to Merritt House.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pepper, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion?
I've got some. In February of 2017, we adopted, because there were stairways that you put up right at the parking lot, we adopted a resolution where we were doing the stairway because of the loft apartments, and the parking lot at that particular time was so important to the city because we had loft apartments coming in, and there was going to be there was concern about parking and the availability of parking on 2nd Avenue. With that being the case, it was said at the time by the person who was actually handling our planning issues that we would not allow anyone to permanently park there, that we would not allow people to just kind of park their trailers or vehicles there and leave them there because of the concern for parking. So we went through that, and that was the understanding that we had. And today we are looking at leasing this for $1 for a year. And I think the contract actually goes on and says that it will be reduced annually based on, and I don't know where you go from $1, but that based on the improvements that they're going to make to the parking lot.
It's $1 a year.
Okay, I read what it said that there would be a reduction there. Anyway, we recently, in July of this year, we recently paid for, we had a resolution that was $225,000 to demo culvert cleaners because of lack of parking for or the need for parking for the farmers market, which is in the same immediate area. I don't know how we paid $225,000 for demolition of, well, I didn't support it then, but for a demolition of Culver Cleaners, when we're going to basically say that we don't need this parking. I understand that there is a real estate school that's going there. Most of these people are going to be employed already, so it's going to be night students for the most part, which will not impact that parking. They can come and go. I don't agree with this, giving this away for $1. I don't agree with giving it away, period, or leasing it to a particular company, period, because of what we've done in the past. And so I think that our historical perspective has to be taken into consideration here, so I won't support this today.
All right, any other discussion? Part of this lot is under lease, or it's not part of this one, but one adjacent.
Yes, that's right. This is not leased.
Yeah.
Dane, that's correct, is it not? You've done the research on it.
Yeah, it was actually for the loft apartments.
Yeah, but Jay, what we did though was there was concern because people were going to be living in those residences.
Yeah, I understand. All right, any other discussion? We do have a motion in a second. Roll call. Aye. Aye.
No.
Aye. Aye. Ordinance 254614 is approved, 4-1. Boards and committees, appoint Deputy Chief Stisher to the Morgan County Emergency 911 Board, term expiring April 11, 2027. Second. Yep. Motion by Mr. Pepper, second by Mr. McMasters. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Deputy Chief Stisher is appointed to the Emergency 911 Board. Next council work session will be held on September 29, 2025 at 5 p.m. Next regular council meeting will be held on October 6, 2025 at 6 p.m. Anything else from directors?
This is Friday, February 19th at 10 a.m. It's going to be
Not February.
September 19th is the public testing for the S200 machines in the Impact Transportation Building, which is at 401 Second Avenue, and it's in the warehouse portion, so it's behind the building that you see on Second Avenue on the backside.
Okay. All right, thanks, Steph. Anything else? All right, we'll move into public comments. We'll just go in order. First on the list was Sarah French.
As city officials sitting in these seats or people running for a seat, I think it's very important that we hold ourselves to standards, not to harass and target people or their families. People sitting in front of me right here have actually been putting out false information and harassing me. This is an opportunity for our city to have a change in what it's had for the past 4 years. To see grown adults actually hold office and running for office, literally attacking people in this manner is ridiculous. We have had a very...
You got the audacity to stand up there and say what you just said after what you've done for the past 2 years?
I have police reports showing harassment from people on this city council. Correct, I do. I have proof. I'm welcome to meet with you if you'd like to. You want to meet with me afterwards? Okay. We had a very positive moment with our name change from Ryan Drive to Steve Perkins Drive this past weekend. Steve, 2 years ago this month, was murdered in Decatur, and it changed forever. No matter what side you were on, it forever changed the city and its history. This was a positive moment and imperative in the healing process for this city. I appreciate Billy and his family being there. It's unfortunate that this opportunity wasn't acted upon by district councilmen for that area. For our mayor and our newly elected mayor, actually any city council member or leader in this city should have been there if they cared about the city moving forward. Sometimes things may be awkward and uncomfortable, but they are necessary. I hate you missed it because it was an absolutely beautiful time of coming together to celebrate a life that was took from us. I hope as the new council term starts, everyone takes advantage of these opportunities and realize that these are type of things to bring our city back together. This is what will heal our city, and this is what we are all working towards, I hope.
Thank you. Next is Sharonda Ackland.
I'm going to start piggybacking off of what Sarah said. So Saturday was a moment full of pride, healing, and history. We came together as neighbors, family, and community to honor a life that mattered and a name that will stand as a reminder for generations. But I have to admit, I found it hilarious that our so-called leadership, the ones who say that they won't change, were nowhere to be found. They did not come out to support the street name change, although you all did vote it in. None of you were present. That's another story. They're always the first ones to claim that they want healing for this city, but when it came time to show up and take part in that healing, they were nowhere to be found. Apparently, they had other priorities. And honestly, their absence didn't stop a thing. Their absence didn't erase the truth. In fact, it only made it clearer who really cares about this community. It was the people who signed the petitions, the families who showed up, the neighbors who refused to be silenced. So while they stayed home, we made history. While they sat back, we stood up. And when the story of this day is told, their names won't be remembered for where they weren't. But Steve Perkins' name will be remembered forever for where it now stands. On to other things. There's a saying that the devil you know may be better than the devil that you do not know. The three of you, your horns are showing. Jacob, you were so rude and dismissive to the attorney from Montgomery. He knew nothing about a time limit, yet you were dismissive and disrespectful. As far as Hunter goes, I blame the citizens of Decatur in District 4 for allowing a child to come into this seat. So I hope and pray that for the runoff, they come out and they show up. As for you, sir, we told you from the beginning what your legacy would look like, and that's how it's going to end.
Hey, Ms. Ackland, just to clarify.
I'm not here. I don't have nothing to say to you.
You said
I'm not even listening to nothing that you say. Y'all have a great day.
I would never support changing the name of that street. Wouldn't have, actually.